Hey everyone, my name is Alyse Davis, and I just got 4th place at TGG Gaming's first ever regional in Aberdeen, South Dakota. I played the good old reliable Dragon Link. Why have I been playing this deck for 3 years? I don't understand. Why am I still playing this deck? I don't really get it. But yeah, my locals, TGG Gaming, hosted their first regional just today or yesterday, wherever the fuck this is going up. And I was supposed to be judging it, but unfortunately, we had too many people on staff, and I was the first one to get booted, and I got forced to play. But I guess I can't complain that it worked out. Yeah. So I'm actually playing pure Dragon Link. There's no Brave, there's no Red Rose, there's nothing like that. So last week I actually played in a regional in Fargo, North Dakota, and I got 9th place with the Brave Rose Dragon deck. Annoying, but yeah, I've been seeing people talk about how just pure Dragon Link can function right now, and I decided to try it out, and I ended up really liking how it flowed a lot, because like with my list I play about 15 hand traps and then just, you know, all the necessary dragons. So like the consistency of this deck is really good, and your chance to open up enough hand traps, and you know, you can just play a little bit more mid-rangey, and I think that's not a bad way to play this deck right now, just because like Dragon Link doesn't really have the most powerful board anyways. Obviously you're not scythe locking ever or anything, so just having a good 40 card deck and just like, you know, guaranteeing like 2+ hand traps, and then just like you have enough 1-card starters, it just felt like it would, you know, be good enough. And I definitely think it's good, and I think it even rivals, you know, playing any of the Brave versions of this deck 100%. I really like this version of the deck a lot. I don't really have like a favorite version, so if you're on the fence of wanting to play Dragon Link, just know you don't need Brave cards. They're nice, but like you can get by without them, obviously. But before we get into the deck profile, just got a few shout outs to give. First of all, huge shout out to TGG Gaming, my locals, for putting on a great event, and you know, just doing all I can. They're gonna have another regional upcoming on April 30th, right outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So if you're in that area, or you know, just in the Midwest and want another regional to go to, would really appreciate if you guys stop by there. I'm hopefully gonna be on staff this time, so if you see me there, give me a hey. And shout out to my beautiful girlfriend Brooke. Do you want to say hi? Okay, there you go. For always being amazing, being the best support, lending me cards, all that fun stuff. She didn't let me shit for this, but that's because I didn't need anything. But yeah, she's the best. Shout out to my sponsor, Ophidian Accessories, wherever the logo is. Use code Ophidian5 for 5% off your entire purchase for some of the already cheapest mats on the market. They release new mats every week, along with metal field centers, dice. They got a ton of cool things in the works. They just released some really cool mats this last week. It's like Fire Fist and Mermail, and there's a ton of other cool stuff, so they're definitely worth checking out. They are amazing. Then shout out to my homies Lang and Kyle, who always lend me cards and always just good support, whatever. And then shout out to Lundrity for helping with some of the card choices in this deck, and also just kind of turning me on to like wanting to play this deck in the first place, like, you know, the 40 card list without Brave cards. Yeah, he was a huge help for that, and really appreciate it, Lund. Thank you. And Shout is just saying he didn't do anything, but apparently it's not a Alyse deck profile without shouting out Justin Singh. But anyways, let's get into it. So for the Rockets, we got 3 Tracer, 2 Synchron, 1 Recharger, 2 Router, and 2 Nocto. So I guess this is for the most part standard for the 40 card list. You can argue not playing the 3rd Tracer. Like, it's nice to just have it for consistency's sake and just guarantee you get it, because obviously, you know, you want to see it. So it's nice to guarantee seeing, but you don't have to play 3, but I think it's just nice to have. You know, plus, since you're playing the zombie vampire engine, being able to mill this off of zombie vampire and just summon it to, you know, extend more is really nice to have. So I definitely would not complain about, you know, seeing extra tracers. But yeah, that's all it for this engine. And then for the rest of the dragons in the deck, just got 3 Safer, black, white, and Levy. So I'm not playing like Red MD or Galactic Spiral or like Brotar, any of those other random cards you'd be playing in this list. I didn't think the Galactic Spiral was honestly necessary. I never felt like it was hard to get into like the Zombie Vampire engine if I needed to, and I'd rather, you know, again, if I'm going to 40 cards, I'd rather it be like 40, you know, good cards or like good enough cards that like I'd rather just have as quality of draws as I can. So it just didn't seem as necessary in that facet. And Red MD is just, it requires, you know, too much extra stuff. Like it's good to have for the seal when you get nibbed, but it never really felt like it would have come up for me in that facet. So I definitely don't think I really missed it. And like, you know, just making sure I just only had the necessary pieces, made sure I could, you know, see them more in a consistent way. So I definitely think that I really like this amount of dragons. And then for the hand traps, got a lot of them. Got 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Ogre, 3 Nib, and then Gamma Driver. So I think like everything here except for Veiler is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Nib is obviously, I don't know. A lot of people are back and forth on Nib. I continue to think this card's amazing, so I have no quarrels with it. I think Veiler's for the most part standard, either Veiler or Imperm, but like, there was part of me that was like considering wanting another power hand trap via like Droll or something, which is now in my side deck. But it ended up being that like if I'm drawing a combination of hand traps, since I already have like power hand traps via this, and I guess this you can kind of consider a power hand trap, you don't want too much power because you want to mix like power and versatility, and Veiler's obviously like a versatile card. So it was just better to open in combination with anything else, just because like one of the problems I was having with Droll is a lot of the times they would end up getting to a point where like I could Droll them, but then they would still just go like DPE pass. So that just made it harder to get to the resources to do that, or just, you know, stop the DPE completely. So I liked playing that instead, and I mean, siding the Droll is just fine. And yeah, just the number of hand traps too, I think was perfect personally. Like I said, you kind of want to play this a bit more mid-rangey, and like the hand traps plus a combination of like one of your 1-card starters is, you know, it makes it a lot harder for them to play through it, especially with like how the decks function right now. So I definitely was very happy with these. That's it for the monsters. And then for the spells, very simple. 3 Chaos Space, 3 Quick Launch, 1 Boot, 1 Ravine. Nothing special. And like I said, 40 card main deck. Weird to see right now, right? We'll go for the extra deck next. So for extra deck, Striker and Pisty as the Link 1s. I played Striker. I was playing Striker, Raise Base, something, I don't know. For Link 2s, got Heroic Seal, Romulus, Dark, IP, Quad Boral. For the Link 2s, never really felt like I needed a second seal. I definitely had room for it, but it ended up going to a different slot that I'll explain later. But yeah, I mean, all these cards are insane. Like Quad Boral, in testing didn't come up as much, but I actually summoned this a lot more at the regional than like I expected to. And like there's nothing else you really need in place of this, so this is definitely worth the space. This card is really nice, and yeah, all these other cards are necessary. This card's obviously insane. I realized the other day you can search Levy off of this, so that's crazy. And then for the Link 3s, got the Triple Burst and the Unicorn. Play IP, so we have to play the Unicorn. Nothing really to say more about that. And then we got the 1 access code and the 1 Apo for the Link 4s. Access code is standard. Apo is a choice that Lund brought me to, just because like it's an option you can have. There's not much else that's really necessary. Before it was Hulk, but Hulk just didn't seem good in this version of the deck, and just more often than not seemed pretty useless. So I was looking for something that could go in this slot, and just Apo seemed like the best choice. It did come up a few times just because like it gave me the guaranteed safety, and plus like with IP plays, you would like seal bounce, have a monster left over, go into Apo, and then just like have stuff to do from there. So I think this is definitely a good choice. I mean, I don't think anything else is really that necessary. And then for the synchros, I got the Savage, Chaos Ruler, Hot Red, and then also got the Zombie Vampire. I was really not about this card at the start of the format, I'll be honest. But once I started testing this version of the deck, it really shined. Just because, like, once you get to a point where you can use this card, you usually wear them down enough on resources via, like, levy spinning, and then they probably wasted a hand trap, and you probably got, like, a decent board setup. So whatever you mill, usually will be pretty inconsequential for them, compared to, like, the amount of plays you'll just get from being able to summon something good off of this. So, it was definitely worth it. And then, I guess one thing too is just no DP in the deck at all. I just wanted to cut down bricks and just felt like it would cause too much. Like if the purpose of the deck was going down to 40 for consistency and mid-rangey, just DP didn't really seem to fit in that facet if I'm just trying to make my deck flow as best as possible. So decided against it, even though I definitely could see doing it even without the Brave cards. So yeah. Anyways, for the side deck, got 3 Droll and 3 Token Collectors, the last hand traps. I think Token Collector is pretty self-explanatory. Babe, how do you feel about Token Collector? Okay. I thought you were gonna do more. But, then we got the 3 Droll, which I guess is, like, the other random slot. Because I know a lot of people like to play Lancia or Droplet or something. So, I don't know. I've been liking Lancia less and less as time goes on, and I've been really liking Droll. Enough to where, like, if I have the room, I'm main decking it. But, like I said earlier, it's just, I wanted other hand trap choices, especially for synergy purposes in the main deck. So, Droll just made its way to the side deck. It felt like it was hitting the matchups, like, I was scared of the most that, you know, I would want Lancia for anyway. So, it just made the most sense just to have it be Droll. And then the other thing is, like, for Droplet, I just don't think that in this version of the deck, playing, you know, the mid-rangey aspect and, like, how your resources interact, just dropletting just doesn't feel like it's as free as it could be if you're playing, like, Brave versions and whatnot. So I didn't think that droplet would be a better choice. So I definitely was fine with Droll, and I think these choices were perfectly fine. Ain't got a problem with them. And then also got the one called by. I had one extra slot, and it just felt like having something extra for going first would be nice. I don't know if it was fine, but I don't know. I don't know if it was necessary, especially with how this version goes. And then got 3 Twin, 1 Duster, and 1 Reboot. You obviously can't play Cosmic in this deck, unfortunately. And I think with, like, how, with, like, Flunder being so big and, like, Print Kids, this card just becomes more insane. So you can even put it in against them, and it's just, like, really good. And just have the other two just because, like, the back row matchup can get iffy. And I have enough, like, I'm already having 15 hand traps in the main deck and enough hand traps in the side deck to where all the meta matchups should be taken care of for the most part. So devoting a little bit to the back row decks just felt okay. Fun fact, my one loss today was Zombie Eldlick, and I didn't see any of these until too late. So oops. Then the last card in the side deck is a choice that Lund brought me to, which was 3 Gozen Match. So the thought process here was the choices you can make in this slot would either be this, Crossout, or Talents. Crossout obviously isn't as good in this deck just because it's not, like, huge, insane combo heavy. And then Talents, it just doesn't benefit as much when the deck doesn't have, like, as big of extension options. And, like, ripping a card out of their hand is, like, fine, but with how powerful a lot of cards can just be right now, it just didn't feel like it was enough to just get rid of the one card. So Gozen just felt like it was gonna do the most against more things, because, like, against basically every meta deck and, like, everyone playing Brave, this just, like, hurts Brave so much that, like, they're just not playing after you play this card. So just enough decks just aren't able to play through this, and it actually helped me win my last couple rounds today. So I definitely think this is a really good choice, and I have no quarrels with it. So yeah, that is the deck profile. Like I said, I really enjoyed the deck a lot, and think this is definitely worth considering over playing the Brave cards. Like, the only issue is, like, you know, Brave cards are really nice, but, you know, you should be able to, get by without them. I think this deck is very self-sufficient on its own. So yeah, I really did enjoy it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully be having a lot more content for you soon with events and everything being back. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye everybody.